comes from manic-expression.com. Sabotage Show is not intended for expression.
Alright guys, you're listening and watching The Sabotage Show here on manic-expression.com and the sabotageshow.webs.com. I am your host, the moderately annoyed Canadian here, and I got a special guest with me tonight, and it has been a while now since we've talked, so please welcome James to the site. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. So I just wanted to get a few things kind of out there before we start the show. I did want to ask you your thoughts on the YouTube channel. We are now over 300 subscribers. And first of all, I'd like to say thank you for having me on there as well as one of the original members. And also, I wanted to know your direction and your thoughts on where that has taken us and where it's going to bring us with advertisements and maybe financial upbringings to the site.
Well, my goal is to sell out and to get a check, and then none of you will ever hear from me again. That's what I plan to do.
Oh, I was going to do that too. Oh, shit. 50-50?
No.
Oh.
No, it is going well. I mean, it's going slower than I had hoped because I will say this, I don't want to bite the hand that feeds us, but YouTube is not the easiest place to work.
No.
Because they have absolutely insane copyright laws, copyright issues that we've encountered that has slowed down the process and really caused everybody to have to really think, not just twice, but 5 times about, is this okay? Can I put this up? And that has slowed down the process. But my hope is that this month we will be in with our partner, with our YouTube partner.
Yeah.
I need to resubmit the form. I had submitted the form to join up with them, and we got rejected because of the copyright issues. And then we took down certain videos, and then had to wait 2 weeks before we could resubmit. So
and that's for full page, right?
yes, and
Or full screen, whatever it's called.
Full screen.
Yeah.
And hopefully, we're getting a recommendation from Comic Book Cast, who are also partners with them. So hopefully by the end of the month, we'll have that settled, and then that'll significantly increase not only the ad revenue but also our viewership count.
Yeah. Now, in regards to the advertisement on the site, we've changed from what we saw before. We are now back to Google AdSense. How's that working out so far?
So far, so good. It's not under my name because of the issues that we had before. But so I don't have day-to-day access to it. But Fusinator tells me that it's going good. And if it's going anything like it did before when we were on AdSense, then we've made significantly more than the $1.10 that we were making per week with the other ad place. So
yeah.
Hopefully, I'm hoping by the end of the year between the YouTube channel and the Google ads and some very big projects that will be coming out before the end of the year, I'm hoping that we might start turning a profit sometime soon.
Now, have you gotten any feedback from the other members from the site? What are their thoughts on what's going on right now? Because I can see definitely some positive and negative thoughts on this.
The big concern that I've heard from a few people has been dealing with YouTube trolls. And the fear that they will, maybe follow the link and come to Manic Expression and ruin what we've got. And I told them, what, we've got admins working pretty much round the clock.
Yeah.
If somebody showed up and started making trouble, report them, they'll be gone. And as for the actual comments on YouTube, who fucking cares?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I I know that we have been trolled on YouTube. It doesn't matter to me. I don't look at it. Um, I look at the comments that I get on Manic Expression, and beyond that, it's YouTube's going to do what YouTube does. So
It's
I don't worry about it. And I think everybody has sort of gotten past that now. I haven't heard any further fears.
yeah, yeah. And I think that with you got to take it with a grain of salt. People are always going to be like that, and I found if you can handle that, you can handle pretty much anything because there are assholes out there.
Yeah.
With Manic Expression itself, the site, there's nobody there to really shit on your work. If they don't like it, they don't say anything.
Or they offer like a constructive comment.
Yeah, and even then, fuck them. I don't want your opinions, assholes. You go fuck yourselves. No, it's been really great. And yeah, like I said, I was talking to one of the guys, and he said, try to keep it down from 3 hours, and maybe do it in a video format, and that's constructive criticism. That's something you want to hear.
Yeah.
I think he just wants to fuck me, though. Honestly, if you think about it, who wants to see this on video? So I think he just wants to see me.
Creepy does.
I know Creepy does. I know he does. I've known that for some time now, though. This is all for him. I'm filming this for him.
Now,
But
if it was for him, you wouldn't be wearing pants. So
true enough. Actually, you can't see my pants in this. I'll have to keep that in mind. But so the feedback has been okay from the members. You haven't heard anything too negative.
no, and I think it's my hope for it is because right now everybody is doing original shows, because even though doing a review of something is protected under fair use,
Yeah.
YouTube keeps flagging us. So Decker can't post his normal reviews. Creepy can't post his normal reviews. They have to keep that on their blip channels, and it's a pain in the ass. My hope is that once we're on full screen, then we won't have to, they can bring their actual popular shows to the channel instead of having to do these sort of side projects that, that also is, they both told me they enjoy doing them, but at the same time, it's sort of like, they've got their main show that they want to do. They're doing these shows because it's like, we don't have any copyright issues if we do this.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, and that's their art, what they're doing. When Decker's filming a movie review, and he has a comedy styling, and he has to try to find a way to work around that. He's still using his same comedic approach to what he's doing, but it's kind of hard to when you've been doing that for, a couple of years. Yeah. And same with Creepy. Like, he's really good at what he does, but you can't talk about movies on there, and you can't read from, 50 Shades of Grey? Is that what 50 Shades of Creepy?
Or watch Desperate Housewives.
Yeah. I think the moderators on YouTube are just a bunch of fucking perverts. They're searching these guys out, especially Creepy, right? He was hit first.
Yeah. And it is. I don't know exactly how they go about deciding what is and isn't protected under fair use. But I don't think that they understand the definition of fair use, because other people do. And I've said this before. Other people do on YouTube movie reviews, but they're sort of made men on YouTube. They're like the Jeremy Johns or the Schmoes or the guys like that who do clips, but they get 500,000 hits every time.
And that's just advertisement for the movie,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's it's something that I don't. It's frustrating for me to see that they're very selective. Like, if I did, a review that was verbatim the exact same review as the Schmoes do, use the same clips in the same place, I'd get flagged and they wouldn't. So that part is frustrating. I've always said I don't like Google, but I'll take their money.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
That's how I'm looking at it right now. Like, if we could just get partnered up and get the hell, get some protection going for us, then I think the YouTube channel will start to pick up.
You know what? I have to say though, in regards to Google, and I agree with you, to a certain degree. I haven't had any personal issues, myself with them right now, but they this is kind of a tech look at things because I am I'm a tech guy.
Mhm.
I look at the products that they have, the software that they carry, the iOS that they recently come up with, and I mean in the last couple of years, they have their own operating systems. I'm not just talking about the Android, but they actually have, like they have their own notepad books. And now, when that company first started out, they were lucky that people were using Google.com. Remember, it was up against Yahoo, and at the time, Yahoo was the bigger company. Nobody used fucking Google. Like, nobody knew about anything else other than Yahoo. So this company comes around, and they were a small company. I wouldn't go as far as saying small, but they weren't profitable.
Mhm.
And so you think a company like that had grown to actually purchase another company like Yahoo, to the rights of their search engine anyway,
Mhm.
and develop these smartphones, these tablets, this operating system, which it hasn't really taken off in this, in the same rights as like a Microsoft, like a Windows or an iOS 10, like a Apple.
Mhm.
But you think a company that started off that small would look at these people uploading to their YouTube, which that's another company that they purchased, earlier. They would look at these people like yourself and Deck or Shadow, our channel, and say, you know what, these guys are just trying to start off, make a little money. They would see us as nothing more than what they were how many years ago.
Well, and I think one of the issues too, to be fair to Google, is that they are being hounded by studios
Hmm.
and record companies,
Hmm. Yeah.
and you know, they're they don't want to get shut down,
Yeah.
and I mean, they're getting millions of uploads every single day. And I'm sure there's plenty of people who are like, "Hey, I have a bootleg of the new Riddick movie.
Hmm.
I'm putting it on YouTube."
Yeah. Which is
And
dumb to begin with.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Google's got to react and get that down before they get sued, because they'll be the ones that get sued.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, so I understand that much. I just think it is a huge overreaction and a huge overstep of their authority to do that, with the protection of fair use.
Hmm.
But you know, I mean, once it's one of those things. I hate to say it. It's one of those things where once we are also made men, I will not. It's not like I'm going to become a crusader to,
Hmm.
help the little guy. Like I look at it as, what, it's a pain in the ass, but everybody's got to deal with it,
Yeah.
and it's just one of those things that someday the studios and the record companies will wake up to the fact that they now live in the 21st century,
Yeah.
and they have to operate in the 21st century and stop thinking that it's 1990.
Because in
uh
the end, there's it sounds ridiculous, but there's no putting a stop to this.
no,
This is the
there
way of now.
well, I mean, the look how long it took record companies to finally accept the idea of downloads for music.
Hmm.
They uh championed against that for so long, and they've tried to prosecute people and have people thrown in jail and stuff. And the second that iTunes went up, or that Amazon started offering downloads, people were like, "Oh yeah, I'll buy it. If you're giving me the choice, I'll buy it.
Hmm.
If you don't give me the fucking choice, I'm
Yeah.
still gonna download either
Yeah.
way."
Well, why would you want to spend $20 on a CD that has a song or two that you like on it when you can download a song or two that you like?
Yeah, yeah, just get the specific song that you want.
Exactly. And Netflix and Crackle. I mean, Netflix started off as what was 7.99 a month or whatever it was, and you got a small selection of movies. It's grown so much since then,
Mhm.
but they found a way around it, and people said, "Yeah, this is what I want. I don't want to download a shitty version of a movie that's filmed by a handycam in a movie theater. I want to see this movie. I don't want to go spend $40 on a DVD or $30 on a DVD or Blu-ray that but I do want to see this movie, and I will spend a monthly fee."
Yeah. Which is what in by the end of the decade, I think the movie studios will probably wake up to that. But
Mm-hmm.
because it was so sad, I got rid of cable, as I like to tell everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this cable company came around, and it was so sad, just hand in hat, just we're trying to get people to sign up, and would you be interested? And I was just like, no, I have a PlayStation 3, and they're like, they didn't even offer an argument. It was just like, oh. I wanted to, like, give them each a dollar.
Yeah. Would you guys like to sign up for this new cable package that we have? No, I have a PlayStation 3. Oh, well, okay, we'll just come back later then. Yeah,
Like,
no.
it's I will still, I'll go out and I'll buy a DVD if it's a movie I really like. But so often now I look at it and I
Yeah.
go, you know what? I'll just wait 6 months and see if it comes on Netflix.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Like, why would you want to pay for a shitty? Like, you can download illegally, Pirate Bay and all that shit. But I'd rather just wait for a decent quality to come out. I'd pay the $10 a month or whatever it is, or watch the commercials halfway through the movie just so they can pay for the movie themselves. I'm okay with that. But I do want a simple, easier source to get to my films. If they're going to close down every Blockbuster video, give me another option.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten to the point where I don't need to own it anymore. Like, I do like having a copy of certain films that have some meaning to me, but I do not need to own a copy of Dude, Where's My Car? You know what I mean? And that's what they want you to do. They come out with these movies and they expect you to go to, I guess a Best Buy and go purchase this. And I don't want to spend, $30 on that shit. I want to watch it, yes. I don't want to illegally download it because it's going to be shit quality anyway.
And you run the risk of viruses and stuff.
You do. And so just give me another option. So Netflix came around and it was like, this will do. I'm happy. It's not the best quality. PlayStation 3 actually has the better quality for Netflix too.
Yeah, I've never had any issues with watching. I mean, every now and then it just sort of like the picture glitches a bit.
Mm-hmm. It gets like choppy.
Yeah, for 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I mean, I just got done watching House of Cards.
Oh
and,
yeah.
now I'm about halfway through Hemlock Grove.
Yeah.
When I was watching House of Cards, I went, holy shit, this is like the best show I have seen in years.
Yeah.
And it's a Netflix show. And I love that. I mean, I when I think about, if you told me, Creative Chaos and the animated movie, we're going to sell them. And, somebody said to me, oh, well, you're going to sell them, but, you're only ever going to get it on Netflix. I'd be like, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Does it need to do we need to see Creative Chaos on an IMAX screen? No. I would be ecstatic to know that it was, in that format. So, I think at some point everybody's going to wake, all these companies are going to wake up to the fact that it is the 21st. When all the TV stations start closing down because nobody wants to watch CBS anymore, they'll start to realize, oh, we better wake up or we're going out of business.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Hopefully, unfortunately, people like us, we have to be pioneers.
And we're one in or two in like 4 billion that are changing the world in the media sense. I don't need to be watching a TV show and have instant news broadcast come on of something so irrelevant to me. And they try to put this fear into you of this is the most important thing you've ever heard. The new bird flu is out. You know what I mean? If it's that important, I will find out.
Yeah.
But I do not need some bullshit news broadcaster telling me that. And then 2 months later come out and say, okay, well, it wasn't as important as we thought it was. Well, you interrupted under the dome, you motherfucker. But anyway, James, I wanted to get back to the site, and I want to talk about Bloodshot. I know you've been wanting to talk about it. So tell me what is going on with that right now.
Well, it is, as of right now, while we're recording this, we're 2 weeks out from episode 1 coming out.
Mm-hmm.
There will be 2 episodes per week, one on Tuesday, one on Thursday, leading up to Halloween, when we will play the 2 hour long uncut version of Bloodshot.
Yeah.
And it sounds fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can honestly say, taking myself out of the equation, that this is, so far, I think, going to be the best project that the community has worked on as a group that we've ever done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, with this in mind, what are some of your goals for this? With the first episode.
The first episode, my goal is to cram it down everyone's throat. Because it'll come out October 1st, and I began work on this at the end of December.
Yeah.
So this has been a project that has been coming for a long time, and it's one of those things too that between this and Creative Chaos, and the fact that we ran into delays on the 300-member special.
Yeah.
My desire with this is to show the community, like, don't worry, we still can deliver on these big projects and do something that makes you really proud to be here.
Yeah.
And I think with Bloodshot, the wait will be worth it.
Nice. Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to that. Now, when can I see this?
Well, like I said, the first episode comes out on October 1st. We're going to do what we did last year with the first podcast play. The first podcast play, we put up a counter on the front page that counted down to the release, which I want to do that again because it was one of the, I stayed up that night because it counted down to midnight, and I stayed up to watch it count down and see the podcast play go up. But I thought, well, we're not going to get any comments. Nobody's going to, it's middle of the night now. And within about an hour, which is about how long the podcast play was, we had like 20 comments. And I realized people had been watching that clock tick down just like I had been. So we're going to definitely do that again, and probably about a week before. So about a week from today, we'll probably post up the clock so people can see it tick down.
Nice. And who will we be hearing from and seeing in Bloodshot?
Well, you won't be seeing anyone.
I thought I was going to film a special feature for that.
Oh, yeah.
Without pants on.
We do have a documentary that we're going to try and get done. Time, if time allows, because we are still working really hard on Creative Chaos, but we might take a week out to edit together this documentary on Bloodshot, which will be, basically it'll show, the now 11-year journey to get it to this place where there's finally a complete version of it. And I've got footage from the movie that I made 10 years ago, and images from the production that we tried to mount back in 2006. And you'll get to see 22-year-old James in it, because James was 22-year-old James was directing and acting in that movie, so you'll get to see the young me. Unfortunately, I can't find my sex scene, otherwise I'd include it.
That's okay. No, that's all right. Creepy likes us enough as it is. We don't need to be showing him anything more than that.
But I am looking forward to that, just because when I made Bloodshot the first time, it was my second full-length feature film. The first full-length feature film was a fucking disaster, because I was working with a lot of assholes that were extremely lazy and would much rather be getting high and hitting on girls than working. And so when it came time to do Bloodshot, I specifically wrote parts only for the people that I had enjoyed working with in that previous movie.
Mm-hmm.
And and so consequently, the movie that I did make, I thought was really good. And had it survived the editing process, I think, it wouldn't have been a massive hit or anything, but it would have definitely helped me, you know, get that first step in a directing career that
Yeah.
I working so hard at. But
Mm-hmm.
like I said, once it didn't really survive the editing, uh, I never had the heart to complete another movie after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that can kind of put a damper on your future plans.
Yeah. Well,
But
I went into it gung ho about being a director, and I came out of it saying never again.
mm-hmm.
I said I'll produce, and I'll work on in other capacities, but I don't ever want to be the guy who has to deal with this shit every single day
Mm-hmm.
ever again.
And
And
then what do? You open up a website.
yeah, but I mean, it's a testament to the fact that with Manic Expression,
Mm-hmm.
that it got done. That and there were a lot of people, by the way. I mean, as we, I would go out and I would look for people
Mm-hmm.
to be in the podcast play because I would think, well, I don't know anybody who could play this part.
Yeah.
And there are a couple people who are not members of the site who are going to be in Bloodshot, but for the most part, I kept coming back to members of the site. I mean, the lead performance, I was looking outside of the site to find, and eventually came back, and it was some jerk from Boston
Mm-hmm.
who ended up doing that part and did a great job too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's really you get to hear really really great. Lady Dandy is really good in it, and Greg and Elizabeth Weingarten and Decker, who you won't recognize Decker's voice because he put this effect on it that's really scary. And even the smaller parts, like Mark is in it and Les is in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's everybody just was enthusiastic to see this project through,
Yeah.
and I'm really looking forward to some of these people. Like, I mean, I think Mark was the first person to deliver his dialogue, and that was at the end of December. So it's been a while since he's heard it, and I'm really looking forward to him getting a chance to hear the whole complete thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's good. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I wasn't invited to do any of it, but
But
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But and that is October 1st.
October 1st is when the first episode comes out. Yeah.
Excellent. Is there anything else you would like to promote on the show today?
My dick, but
Wow.
oh yeah, wait, this is a video show. I can do that now. Okay.
Yes. We'll just whip it out here, and it's all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. But no, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hoping with the new YouTube channel and the advertisements on the site that we have more success than we did with the last ones.
Yeah. Well, I think with the ads, it's I really had hoped that we would find somebody beyond Google that would have been really great to use, but
Mm-hmm.
God, they all suck.
Yeah.
It's terrible. They're ugly to look at, and in the end, you make no money from them.
Literally. Yeah. Yeah.
So it really, I am pleased to see the Google ads back, if for no other reason than they're at least more attractive to look at. And they actually advertise something you'd want.
I noticed that. Yeah.
I didn't understand about the other ad places. I was like, what is this an ad for?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, come here to check out these funny pictures. I don't give a fuck about the world's fattest woman. I really don't give a shit.
I remember there was this one image of Katy Perry, and it wasn't advertising anything regarding her.
No.
I just was looking at it going, what is this? And why is it on the front page of my website?
But I bet you clicked on it, and that's what got them the, damn it. We probably made them like $100 million
Yeah. No, I learned my lesson. You can't click on those ads.
No, I don't anymore.
Yeah, but even though I didn't do that in the first place, but that's neither here nor there. I'll let it go.
Yeah. I mean, I made the site lots of money.
Yeah.
Yes. That $1.50 was all me, by the way. I want it back. All right, guys. I want to say thank you for listening. And thanks, James, for being on the show again. It has been a while. And is there anything else you'd like to say?
Monkey tips.
I like that. They're hairy. They're moderately big.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's all the time we have. Oh, actually, there is something I'd like to say before we go. Don't forget to like Manic Expression on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. And also follow the Sabotage Show on Twitter as well. And thanks for watching, guys. Okay. See, that was cool. See, I was able to hit stop right away.
What did it come in at?
Hold on, I'm checking right now.